Hello everyone, my name is Madhuri Thorat from AISSMS College from IT department. Today I am going to explain you how to solve DFA problem, and the problem statement is: design a DFA over an alphabet 01 which having a string as a W that does not contain a consecutive 3 ones. It means the language can't accept a string which having a 3 consecutive ones. So our first step is draw a language which can be accepted through a string only which does not have a 3 consecutive ones. So in which this language can have a string as a 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and so on. And the step 2, we have to construct a DFA for this language. Okay. In this example, we have to draw the DFA for those string which having a string consecutive ones. Language can be 111, 011, 4 times 1. Okay, it means we have to first draw a string which having a 3 consecutive ones. So we have to draw a DFA for a smallest string, that is the 111, 111, and the length of the string is the 3. So we required it as a 4 state for this DFA. Afterward we have to draw a required DFA, that is the main DFA, that is the final DFA, which having a language which does not contain 3 consecutive ones. So in first DFA, Q3 is a final state and which is accept only the 3 consecutive ones. So in final DFA we can't assign a final state to Q3. And also one thing is very important, that the Q0, Q1 and Q2 state of the first DFA, it cannot accept the string which does not contain a 3 consecutive ones. So it can accept a single one, double one or 4 times 1, but it can't accept the 3 consecutive ones. So the final state will be the Q0, Q1 and Q2. This language is drawn over an alphabet 0 and 1. So till we consider only the input alphabets 1. Now we check the possibilities of 0. So Q0, one transition is already passed to Q1. So the input 0 transition is only the left. So we can give a 0 as a self loop to the Q0, because there is no problem of input any number of zeros can be occur at the initial step, same as any number of zeros can be occur at the middle of double one, or any number of zeros in the 111 also. So the input transition of the symbol 0 of Q1 state is also a self loops toward the Q1, and the Q2 0 transition is also the self loop towards the Q2. And next Q2 transition we already passed towards the Q3. In this final DFA, Q0, Q1 and Q2 is the final state and the Q0 is a initial state. So from this DFA, all the strings that does not contain the 3 consecutive ones. Afterwards we see the tuple of the DFA. The tuple of DFA is defined as a Q summation del Q0 and F. Q means the set of set of input states, that is the Q0, Q1 and Q2 and Q3 we required in this DFA. So we define a capital Q as a input states as a Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, and the summation is a set of input alphabets. We draw this DFA over an alphabet 0, 1. So we put a summation equal to 0 and 1. In this DFA, Q0 is the initial state, so we draw a Q0 as an initial state, and the F is described as a final state. And in this DFA, Q0, Q1, Q2 is a final state. Afterwards, del is a transition function and it is defined, and it is a mapping of states and the input alphabets. So Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3 are the states, and the 0 and the 1 are the input alphabets. Q0 is the initial state, so it is represented by arrow, and the Q3 is a final state, so it is represented as a star. So we check in a DFA Q0 having a two transition, that is the 0 and the 1, and the 0 transition is passed towards itself, that is the Q0. So we draw here a Q0 0 transition towards the Q0. Next, one symbol of the Q0 is passed towards the Q1, so we draw here the Q0 1 transition is passed towards the Q1. Next state will be the Q1. Q1 having a self loop of 0 and the input of 1 is passed towards the Q2. So we draw here a Q1 0 transition is passed towards the Q1, and the Q1 1 transition is passed towards to Q2. Next state will be the Q2. Q2 having two input alphabets, that is the 0 and the 1, and the 0 transition is passed towards itself, that is the self loop of Q2 is 0. So we write here the Q2 0 transition is towards the Q2, and the Q2 1 transition is passed towards the Q3. Next is the Q3. Q3 having a self loop of 0 and 1, so we write here the Q3 for the 0 transition and the 1 transition. This is the transition function. I think all of you understand the DFA which does not have the three consecutive ones in this language. Thank you.